Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the19company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And today, a 2026 launch from Moser Cie of German-speaking Schaffhausen, Switzerland. This is the Streamliner Tourbillon Concept Ceramic, an anthracite ceramic with a red vitreous enamel dial. This flying tourbillon watch is the first ceramic Moser, a timepiece with red fume dial in Moser's distinctive concept style. There is no signature, there are no indices, no printing, no calibration. It is as pure as it gets, and yet without its branding, distinctive of its maker. The timepiece is actually quite compact. It is 40 millimeters in diameter, 13.1 millimeters thick, and it's the same lug-to-lug as its diameter, 40. But if we measure the first link on each side, which I think is a more reasonable measurement, then it's 45.6 across the wrist. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. And aside from the stark standout look, here's the cool thing. Ceramic is super scratch resistant. And if there's one thing I can say about the entire integrated bracelet steel sports watch genre, it's that as good as they look out of the box, they mar, scratch, and scuff that quickly. And it becomes glaring on the fine finish of those often intricately decorated models. With ceramic here, they're not asking you to take any penalty in terms of the nuance of the detailing. What they're giving you is an immense amount of durability, so the watch will look just as good 10 years down the line. These don't scratch, they don't scuff, they're remarkably solid, indelible, and I would even say very few watches give you the have your cake and eat it pleasure of intricate external decoration and invulnerability. And unless you're a total idiot with this watch, it's probably going to be invulnerable. Thin enough to fit under a cuff, especially with the shape of the bezel, there's no problem there. And as you can see, the lugs are nowhere near the edge of my wrist, so wear with confidence on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. A lot of times when you have a ceramic watch, especially one that's not huge, it can be toy-like. This is not toy-like. 126.27 is respectable weight. So if you don't want it to be too light, the way some ceramic Royal Oaks can be, this is not that. It does have the beautiful Streamliner integrated bracelet that is reminiscent of a lot of things, but plagiarizes nothing. Moser did a great job when it launched the Streamliner in 2020 of evoking an era, the 70s, without drawing so heavily on one source of inspiration or specific source material. As a result, you can see elements of maybe an Omega Speed Sonic Lobster Tail bracelet and a Bell Sport Classic, maybe some of the later Mark Series Speedmasters with their tonneau cases, an Autavia, Oris Chronora's Star. But the fact that there's so many watches that come to mind means that Moser did its work. It created something that's evocative, but doesn't plagiarize. It stands on its own four lugs. It's got its own soul. It's not dependent on reflected glory. And you can see the intricacy of Moser's bracelet construction is carried over on the ceramic version, including the internal polished facets, the polished bevel that runs down the shoulders. And what's encouraging here, if you have trouble sizing your watches, is that we have bars retaining every single link. And so every single link here is removable, giving you a lot of adjustability. Internally, the clasp is metal with twin trigger release. And when you close it, you can see the Moser coat of arms right there. Also, it's nice to have the bottom of the bracelet be ceramic too, because as you move your wrist over your desk all day, you're not going to damage it, you're not going to leave marks. Moser cases usually have some sort of recess in profile, and so we do have that here with the polished lip, the case back, and the bezel, and then a little bit of a satin brushed recess that runs circumferentially. We have a matte finished Moser branded screw down crown. The watch is still 120 meters like the other Streamliners. And take a look at that brushed center. Very pronounced directional grain. We have both boxing and cambering here over a dial that is a hammered style white gold base that is then enameled with several pigments to get this fume gradient fade. And so You can see the fade from bright at the center to dark at the edge. That's very Moser. And then we have this lapping machine style radial brushed pattern to the bezel that is very 70s. The hands are polished with Globalite ceramic-based loom, which you will see right now. Between automatic winding, the scratch resistance, the loom, the 120-meter water resistance, this is a full-service sports watch. Now, enamel is a wonderful and beautiful thing, difficult to get right because it tends to pop, crack, and fracture. But you start with the pigment on the gold base, then you build it up firing after firing, up to 20 firings in the oven at 800 degrees centigrade. And if after all the firings and the pigmentations, you have what you see here, then that dial will make it to a watch. And you can see that very finely hammered-like texture. Sorry about the dust and the fingerprints, but we are getting awfully close here. Taking a look at the tourbillon, you can see it's a flying tourbillon, so no upper bridge to block your view. And so to brace it properly, Moser uses ceramic ball bearings on the bottom to give it a wide base of support and low friction. It's a 3 Hz beat rate. It's a 1-minute tourbillon, so it acts as the seconds hand of the dial. You can see it's also free sprung, so the timing adjustments are done with variable inertia screws and pairs on the balance rim for shock resistance as well as precise adjustment. Also, it's a shock protected tourbillon, which is not always the case, and we have 2 horizontally opposed geometrically identical hairsprings. The idea being, in any position, one will be caused to run faster by gravity, the other, by an equal and opposite margin, will be caused to run slower, and then they will cancel each other out. So even without the tourbillon, that would function to enhance the chronometry of the watch. So the tourbillon is really just here to be beautiful. It's the double hairspring and the free sprung architecture, along with multi-position adjustment, that is making this as precise as it is. Through the back, we have caliber HMC 805 manufacturer automatic ceramic winding ball bearings at center with a pawl-based bidirectional winding system. You can see the pawls right there like magic lever. We have a 3-day power reserve. The movement's big at 32 millimeters, properly filling out this case back. You can see anthracite coatings across the bridges. We have a combination of snailing you can see on the bridge over here, as well as double-crested Moser stripes, polished screw heads. We have solarization on the ball bearing at the center. The rotor features beveling, snailing, as well as media blast, and it's heavily skeletonized to give a better view of the watch. You can see that we've got the drivetrain as well as the winding train fully revealed through skeletonization here. And although the bevel is primarily applied by mechanical means, it is handsome, clean, and worthy of a display caseback. A good-looking movement that is all Moser's, right down to things like the escapement, the hairspring, and the balance, which they have the uncommon ability to make in-house. And then you can see that we have a golden chaton cup fixing the jewel that holds the barrel arbor, just the way Moser pocket watches would have been constructed, with jewels in chaton cup back in the 19th and early 20th century during the original era of the company. The modern company, refounded in 2005, responsible for the watches we know today as Moser. And again, a 3-day power reserve in spite of the power-intensive tourbillon complication. We'll shift the rotor so maybe you can get a better view of the bottom of the tourbillon structure. I don't know if you can hear that. But tourbillon escapements are always incredibly loud, and this one is no exception. I will also opine that the tourbillon cage itself holds up under sharp scrutiny. This is by far the best decorated part of the entire movement. Not to say it isn't well decorated, just they put the money where it counts. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.